So today's video is made mostly because I need to be wearing this elephant hat, because when I bought it I promised my friend Layla that I would make a video wearing it, and then Aria said that she'd love me forever if I did. And I'm pretty sure she's gonna love me forever anyway, I just can't mess with something like that. So, I love this hat. Today's video is about things I once thought were true that were not true, kind of, the classical things. Namely, the Easter Bunny, the Tooth Fairy, and Santa Claus. When I was about 4, I saw this gift basket in the cupboard, and it had a badminton set in it, and I really wanted to play, and I was like, "Mommy, can I play with that?" And she was like, "No, that's not for you." And I was like, "Okay, whatever." And then 4 years later, just to prove how good of a memory I had as a little kid, that was my Easter present from the Easter Bunny. And that was the day that I figured out the Easter Bunny wasn't real, and I felt super awesome because I had Sherlock Holmes level detective skills. My mom was horrified. She thought 4 years would be enough time for, an 8-year-old to forget that, but it wasn't. And then, I don't quite know when I figured out the Tooth Fairy wasn't real, but I have an interesting Tooth Fairy story, namely that I am an awkward, cuddly human being, and I used to crawl into my parents' bed every night when I was little, and they were like, "Dear God, she's getting toward 5 years old, she's gonna need to start going to school, maybe she should learn to sleep in her own bed." And so they were like, "Okay, there's a sleeping, in your own bed fairy," I don't even know what they called it, and every night that I slept in my own bed, they would leave coins, whatever handful of coins my dad had in his pocket probably, under my pillow. But the thing was, all I remember is that this wasn't a really good incentive, and because I just didn't care about money, because my parents bought me stuff, or I didn't buy stuff for myself, I was 3 and 4, and so I used to have coins scattered all around my room, and I remember one time jumping on the bed, and all these coins came piling out from under my pillow, and I was like, "Oh." And then I remember just for years, up until I was 15, finding coins scattered amongst all my toys because I didn't need them. And to this day, I have kind of a disdain for coins. I giggle whenever I see someone give exact change because I'm just why would you? Why coins? Coins are just useless. They were my toys when I was little. So that's my awkward Tooth Fairy story. The Tooth Fairy never really meant much to me. Ooh, I have a good tooth story though. So one time, I had my 2 front teeth were loose. They're oddly enough my biggest teeth. And I was swimming at the pool with my babysitter and her roommate and her little brother, who was old, of course. Oh, these little neck things? I hate these things. Anyways, so we're swimming, and I was sitting on the steps next to the pool, and I have no idea how I did this, but I'm really klutzy, and this foot, which looks like it's left on screen but is my right, slipped up and somehow went wham. I can't even do it now, but it hit my front teeth, and my teeth fell out, and my hand was just down, chilling, I don't even know why, and one hand, the tooth just fell right into it, and I was like, "Tooth!" And the other tooth fell into the pool, and her little brother spent ages diving for it, trying to find it, and it just was lost, and I was horrified because the Tooth Fairy couldn't give me my junior mints. But yeah, that was cute. Anyways, so that was my most memorable tooth loss. And then, sorry, I'm thinking. Finally, Santa Claus. How I learned that Santa Claus isn't real. I was at a video design summer camp, lol, when I was the summer after 6th grade. And somehow, even with my super awesome finding out the Easter Bunny isn't real detective skills, I had an inkling that Santa Claus wasn't real, but in true me fashion, I wanted to believe in him anyways. And so I'm sitting there over lunch, and everyone starts talking about how they found out Santa Claus wasn't real. And I remember it just being this earth-shattering experience for me because I felt so stupid. And I just sat there awkwardly while everyone was telling all these stories "Oh yeah, I totally knew Santa wasn't real." Because I was the youngest person in this video design group, and so I wanted to be cool, and I actually had people to sit at lunch with, and I didn't want them to think I was such a naive little idiot. So that kind of sucked. I don't even remember where this group was, or I barely remember learning anything at all. But I remember that, sitting at lunch with a bunch of people that I don't even remember, who were a year older than me, going, "I am so young and so stupid, and they're all gonna think I'm uncool because I didn't know Santa isn't real." So, yay, awkwardness! I suppose that's the end of telling the story. I really hate these neck things. I know I already said that, but oh, I hate things with neck things. Can't we just not neck thing? Look, it still stays on my head. Little elephant. Anyways, goodbye, says the elephant. Goodbye. But you just can't work with blah 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 words. Kind of inspired by Dan's series, things that I thought were true that were actually not true, parts 1 and 2, that were really, really adorable, and I have nothing that weird, but half my life just wasn't too far away. Anyways, goodbye, says the elephant. Goodbye.